of tiny little leaves this morning. You know, come over all around out there. You know, little days.
So you didn't go to mom's at all?
You should be in. Okay, you're live, so I'm leaving.
Wait, honey.
Huh?
Wait.
Do I take this out? It's got a little X up there, Charles Dynamite. Will you see the other people in there? You want to take yourself out?
No.
Just leave it alone? Well, the other people,
Is it live?
yes,
Okay.
it's live. I'll just check on you. At 4:00. I told you. That's some kind of document. I'll have to, let me see. I'm scared to touch it because to make it bigger, but I can't read it. Public comment for the public hearing.
All right. What's the volume?
Huh?
Volume. Live audio.
Charlie, I don't think he clicks on it till 4 o'clock.
No, it's going to be public comments.
It's not 4 o'clock.
Yeah, but public comments are both 4 o'clock,
Okay.
I believe. Hold on. You see that by audio?
We can
No.
hear you if you're wondering.
Talk to her.
Do what?
She said she can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm learning.
Good afternoon, Kevin Carroll here.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Jess.
I had to find my unmute, sorry.
That's okay.
Go to the grocery store.
I've been known for talk for 20 minutes and not know I was on mute.
Yeah, usually someone lets you know when they see your lips moving and don't hear anything, but yeah.
Could be all right.
Let me get started first.
Hmm?
Let me get started.
Okay.
There's Deb Mom.
Well, I've got time. How about you, Jesse?
Yes, sir. The bell just rang.
Bell just rang, and I'm looking through the gallery here. I think we have a quorum.
Yes, sir.
I see Betty and Jonathan and Tom and Charlie and
Yeah, I think we have everybody except Elaine.
everybody except Elaine. All right. Well, with that, let's call the November 16th, 2020 meeting of the Town of Somerville Planning Commission to order. First order of business be the approval of minutes from our meeting of October 19th. Are there any additions or corrections to what was sent out? Hearing none, we'll accept them as delivered to everyone. Next order of business is a public hearing, a request to rezone TMS numbers 13702070012 and 13702070006, located at 108 and 110 North Palmetto Street, approximately 0.51 acres each, and owned by Justin L. and Lindy E. Carpenter at 108, and Justin L. and Lindy Carpenter and Paul and Deborah Gallagher 110, from GR2 General Residential to GR5 General Residential Council District 1. I see the
Yes, and
petitioner.
we have the applicants here. So if, I'm not sure who wants to kind of give a brief explanation, but if y'all want to unmute yourself and give a brief explanation of your request.
So basically, me and my wife, Lindy, own 108, and we purchased the lot next door, 110, with Lindy's parents. Both are about 0.51 acres. What we'd like to do is rezone so that we could subdivide 110 in half. The ultimate plan would be to dissolve the line between our property and take that half of 110 to make about a 3/4 acre lot for us. And then my in-laws, Lindy's parents, Paul and Deb Gallagher, would have the remaining 0.25 lot.
Okey doke. Is there anyone else that wants to speak to this?
Jim, I did not receive any emails on this one. I did speak to the neighbors across the street when I put the signs out. Once I explained that it would still be single family residential, they didn't have any issues with it. And I received a phone call this morning from a neighbor across on First Street. And once I explained that it would still remain single family residential, they didn't have a problem either. So.
All right. Thank you for that information. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to close the public hearing and we'll move on.
Let me go back to the.
To old business.
Before we start old business, I received an email approximately 10 minutes prior to this meeting, letting me know that the applicants for annexation are withdrawing their petition.
Okay, well, that takes care of our old business. Yeah.
Can I ask a general question about that process? If
Sure.
they withdraw, is that withdrawal without prejudice and they could come back in a future time?
Correct. They
Yes.
haven't been turned down, so that normally if you turn them down, they have to wait a year to come back. Isn't that right, Jessica?
That's correct.
Yeah, they have to wait a year to come back. With their withdrawal of the application, they could, if they think it warrants and they want to pay a new fee to petition, they could come back in a couple months or 6 months or several years. But
And excuse me, and we're talking about 138 00015, correct? The next one on the list.
Yes, ma'am.
And if they decide to reapply, will there be another public posting notice put out at our front of our
Yes.
neighborhood?
Yeah,
Yes,
it would
ma'am.
completely restart the process. So there would be a whole nother public hearing and everything.
Okay, all right, thank you.
okay, is there any more questions concerning that? Everybody's clear on it?
Yes,
All right,
good.
then we'll move on to new business. Got some street names today.
Let me show you the site plan first and then we'll come back to this page, but so this is an apartment complex in the Nexton development. So this is the medical office building here. And this is a wetland here. And this is gonna be a hotel site. So this is the apartment complex. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with how we address apartments now, but each individual apartment has to have its own unique address. So rather than having like one main address and then having unit numbers, each actual
Okay.
apartment has its own address now. So we have to give names to the interior roads, even though they're not public, so that we can address them that way. So honestly, you've got a number of options, but it's really going to be pretty much one street name that we need for this apartment complex. So now that y'all have seen that, let me go back to the name choices for you. So we've got 6 of them approved through the counties as not having any other conflicts. But y'all are welcome to approve all of these and let them choose which one they want to use, or however you want to do it. Or if you're not comfortable with some of them, that's fine. But Canopy Acres Court, Canopy Shade Court, New Canopy Lane, Old Heartwood Way, and Pine Breeze Lane.
So Jesse, do we have a definition as to what a court would be, or a lane? Where I come from, a court is a dead end.
We do
And
not.
a lane is usually a one-way road, and a way is like you can really walk in it. You really can't drive in it.
Yeah, no, not specifically. In the UDO, we do kind of specify certain road types that have certain names, but we don't go down into like court or way or anything like that. And just as a note, Pine Breeze Lane did get approved by the counties, but we have a lot of roads that have pine in it. So
It's like Peachtree in Atlanta.
yeah, pretty much. So it gets a little confusing when you have that many pine names, but it technically didn't have any conflicts with anything else.
Jesse, could you give us an example of an address?
So the way apartments are done is, so each building gets a number. So like if there's 10 apartment buildings, there's apartment building 1 through 10. And so the first part of the address would be whatever that apartment building number is. And then within that number, each floor gets a number. And so, so say there's 3 floors, each floor would get a number, and then each unit on that floor gets a number. So say there's, 10 units on that floor. So the first, like the first apartment, if it's building 1, the first unit on the first floor would be 1,101 Canopy Acres Court, whatever road gets approved. And then the next unit in that building, unit 2 on the first floor would get 1,102. And then if it was the second floor, it'd be 1,200. It's the post office requires that they each have their individual address.
Also makes it a lot easier for first responders to get to the
It
right
does. So
place.
you know exactly where, because it basically tells the first responder exactly where that unit is.
Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion from one of our commissioners as to what their will is on this?
So we only need one name, right?
Technically I would maybe approve at least 2 in case, when we look at it closer, it ends up easier to do 2 separate names, but
There seemed to be a proliferation of canopies in there, so
what we make them do is submit 3 possible names for each street they think they need a name for, and so they thought they needed 2. And so the first ones were Canopy Acres Court, Canopy Shade Court, and New Canopy Lane. That was their choices for that first street. And then the second street they thought they were going to need, it was Old Heartwood Way, Pine Breeze Lane, and then one that had a conflict. So that's why there's multiple canopy ones. So if y'all want to choose your favorite canopy one, that's fine.
my favorite canopy one is New Canopy Lane, and I like Old Heartwood as well.
Okay, you making that a motion, Jonathan?
Sure, yes. I make a motion we accept Canopy Lane, New Canopy Lane, and Old Heartwood Way.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, is there any further discussion?
It's going to be funny
Yeah.
having new and old next to each other.
Yeah,
My only discussion is after this, all I can think of is South Point. So name something South Point. I've been reading South Point documents for 2 days.
sorry, Tom. Wrong side of
No.
town.
I was prepared for a very long meeting.
Yeah.
And I
was
will
too.
tell you, we do appreciate that you read them.
Oh, yeah.
Very well organized.
I've been
Oh.
working on it for a while.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
well.
it was a complete job.
Getting back to the names, I have no comment. I think that's a good motion.
Okay, and there's no further comment. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? It's like the ayes have it. Thank you very much. Okay, next order of business is a request to rezone TMS numbers 137-02-07-012 and 137-02-07-006, located at 108 and 110 North Palmetto Street, approximately 0.51 acres, and each and owned by Justin L. and Lindy E. Carpenter and Justin and Lindy Carpenter and Paul and Deborah Gallagher, 110 from GR2 General Residential to GR5 General Residential, Council District 1. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. There being no miscellaneous, Jesse, you have anything further for us?
No, I think the only other thing, just a reminder about training, if you haven't completed your required training hours, please try and get that done, obviously before the end of the year. I think most folks have gotten it done though, so but if you haven't,
Thursday.
just let us know once you get it done.
Yeah, it was pretty easy this year. Didn't have
A lot of more online options this year, yes.
I'm enrolled in the Affordable Green Housing Seminar on Thursday.
I'm doing that one as well.
Okay, very good.
Good. If it's a lot of interest, you guys can tell us about it next meeting.
All right. We'll make a deal. Sounds good.
All right. Hearing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion that we adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.